and that's the WNBA. And for those who don't know, they have been on I guess, a peaceful kind of protest, or they've been voicing their opinions and really, I guess, kind of politely demanding more money and to be paid more money. And it's been topsy turvy because some people fall on the side of theirs, some people fall on the side of logic, but we're here to talk about that, man. Tell me what you think about that, man.
Yeah, man, it's a slippery slope. Yeah, they're starting to demand more. I know that their CBA is coming up pretty soon here, and so the players they are executing a strategy of wanting to get paid more because I think at the moment I think that the top notch players only getting paid in six figures. Pretty much everyone else is below the 100,000 mark for the most part. But on the other part of that spectrum, it comes with that with the big bucks is come with the views and the fans and the popularity. Now, granted, they have become more popular in the last few years, due to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and players like that, Asia Wilson. If I'm not mistaken, they're still kind of operating close to a deficit, if I'm not mistaken, or barely breaking even.
Mm.
And so, anybody that has any ounce of business sense, you don't continue to put more money into something that's bringing back a deficit. And the NBA has been subsidizing the WNBA since its exception back in 95, 96, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so since that point, so that's well almost 30 years that they've been running in a deficit, and they're just now starting to close to break even or maybe barely making profit. Um, I mean, I understand from the player standpoint, you want to make the most money you can, but at the same time, they have to also understand the business is just not there yet. The popularity is not there yet. I do see it's trending up. I think more people are watching it compared to years past, but it still is not at that point yet. I'm not sure where they think the money is going to come from. At the end of the day, it's still a business, and it has to make sense.
I'll let Jonathan go first because he's nicer. Uh, it come to these things, so he's nicer. So you know, he pat you on the back. It's gonna be okay. It ain't gonna be okay. Before this year, you guys have been losing $50 million per season. That's the debt you've been going into per season. That's the negative you've been in per season. This year it improved to 40 million. So this year, with all the hype and the fanfare, and it has been a lot more hype and fanfare, you're still $40 million in debt. And this is what happens when the NBA basically started a business and did not let the business stand alone. The women wanted a pro basketball league, and the NBA obliged them by creating the WNBA. But of course, starting up something, it's gonna be shaky. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to, get it going. So the NBA, did what it's supposed to do. It stepped in and helped out. Basically keeping the thing basically going. Dumping money into, basically a losing business. And through all those years, we haven't seen any real progress in the profits of the WNBA. But yet we still have women out there who are playing and competing saying we want more money. And I'm saying from where? Like you're in a business that can't stand alone. If the NBA commissioner woke up tomorrow and said, you know what, we're not funding the WNBA no more, there'll be no more WNBA. You're on TV because of the NBA. The only way that you guys are going to get more money, man, is of course one, get more views, of course two, pack out every arena. 3, you got to get more sponsorship deals. That's where the real money lies. You have to get these big companies wanting to throw money into the WNBA. The NBA, the WNBA as a whole makes a profit of $200 million. Now, to the blind eye or to the person that really doesn't understand how basketball works, that's no money when it comes to basketball and professional basketball. When you're talking about traveling, when you're talking about all these different things, like having to pay to be on TV, like all that stuff costs money. And you only got $200 million spread out through all these teams versus the NBA, who's bringing in close to $10 billion. Yeah. So like there, when I say that there's no money, like there's literally no money because you only you're only doing 200 million, but you're still in debt because of all the expenses. So you don't even have enough money to even carry your expenses because this year you're $40 million in the red. And you can go look this up this year. What is the debt of the WNBA? How much did the WNBA lose this year? You can go look that up this year. You can go look that up. And I believe it's like 40 million.
Yeah, WNBA is projected to lose 50 million in the 2025 season.
I'm sorry, 50 million. I was trying to be generous. I'm sorry.
Talking about me being
I'm sorry, 50 million. So you guys make 200 million, but you're still ending up in $50 million worth of debt.
and
Hence, what's that?
it was such crazy. They said they doubled their popularity since 2019, so they was that much in debt to where it's now $50 million in the hole.
Well, this is the hole they have every year. They only make 200 million. So the 200 million goes into the expenses of actually having a team, having a pro team. So like after you pay those expenses, there isn't a lot of money left. And so this is why like big time sponsors won't dump a lot of money into the WNBA because they're looking at it like, oh man, this isn't profitable. Like you guys are already in the negative. Like, why would I dump money into this? Like you can't even get out the negative. Y'all can't even break even. I think somebody made a suggestion. They should lower the rims. The women, a lot of the WNBA women got offended and said, no, you're not gonna disrespect us and lower the rims. It's like, well, people who are suggesting that are trying to be solution based. Like, hey, we're trying to figure out a way to help you guys generate more views and more popularity, so that you know more revenue will come in. And if we lower the rims, say to 9 feet or 8.5 feet, and you guys flying through the air dunking, it might be a little bit more entertaining. Man, what do you see that can happen, man? What's your take, man?
I mean, that's definitely a possibility there, man. On the solution, rather, they already play with smaller balls,
Yeah,
basketball. So the size of their balls is what 7.5, something like that. I know it's 7 something because the guys is 9. I do think that is a viable solution. Bringing that element of entertainment to the game that'll put more eyes in the seats. Just like in the WNBA, man, when they start dunking, like with Dr. J and Jordan coming in, they would start dunking that thing,
ratings.
raising shot through the roof. It wasn't the hook shots, it wasn't the the set shots. It was no, when you come through the air flying, dunking on somebody's cap. That's when the rating shot through the roof and it became a global game. Yeah, they have to change the element of entertainment up because what they're doing now is just not working. And it doesn't help when you do have some of your more popular players missing layups. That doesn't help. We can watch high school or college for that, but you're in the pros and you're missing layups, that many layups, that doesn't help.
Especially when you don't dunk. So like
Yeah, that doesn't help.
And then too, like we talked about this a little bit in our group chat with with a couple of friends of ours,
Mm-hmm.
and I was mentioning in the group chat that how the NBA was kind of in the same boat as the WNBA is right now, and the people that saved it was Magic and Bird. For a lot of the people that don't remember, the NBA wasn't very popular, and they wasn't even taping live. They they was taping and you had to watch it later. It came on later.
It was on delay. Yeah.
That's how unpopular it was. Just to give people an idea about where the state of the NBA was back in the day. What the NBA did, which was so clever, was they created a fake beef between Magic and Bird. They played on it. They coming in around the same time. You have this guy coming out of Indiana. You got Magic who was coming out of Michigan State, and they just made them rivals. You basically took an East Coast team and a West Coast team, and you made them hate each other. And at that time, you was either or. You was either a Laker fan or you was a Boston Celtics fan, and that drew people in. The drama drew people in. And then what actually elevated more is they could ball. And
Yep.
so when they started coming in and Magic is doing, what he does, it's entertaining. And then Magic talking the way he talked, you know, it's entertaining. Magic wanted to change the game. Magic wanted to run. And at that time, it really wasn't very, very popular of the run and gun style because the league was um made up of really just big men. It was built around big men. And
Mm-hmm.
so for those who don't know, Magic had a lot of conflict early on with Kareem with the style
Mm-hmm.
of play. Kareem wanted to be in the half court, said he wanted Magic to walk the ball up the court and basically dump it down to him. And Magic like, yeah, we can do that some, but you're gonna have to run with me too. Cause like, like man, we got some they had some very guys who can run athletic, James
Mm-hmm.
Worthy. I mean, all these guys, man, who can run.
Yep.
And Magic, like, man, these guys here we can really open up a different dynamic to the game. And hence, here come the Showtime Lakers.
Run and gun, baby.
The introduction to the run in gun. And it was a perfect mixture because when they was in half court, you could go to Kareem.
Mm-hmm.
But when they got on their break, it was Magic. And it was exciting to see these passes he
Mm-hmm.
was making because they wasn't doing nobody was doing stuff like that at that time or had the gall on to do that, you know. And so hence on the other side you had Larry Bird, a more traditional type of fella,
Mm-hmm.
but cutthroat in his own right,
And talk trash while doing it.
which was kind of funny because Bird almost deemed himself as he played like a brother, even though he was white. And so a lot of people made the statement that Bird would be offended if he was guarded by a white man. He took offense to that. You have all these interdynamics, and they built these teams up. The NBA purposely built these teams up, and every year it was either Lakers, Boston, Lakers, or Boston, and they purposely did this. You can say scripted or not, but they purposely did this, and it built the backs. They built the NBA on those guys' backs, and that's why I always say these guys will always should be in the all-time great conversation. Purely just based, it would be no NBA without Magic or Bird. The NBA we know today, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be no Michael Jordan.
Facts.
Those guys brought eyes to the game. They brought real money to the game. Those guys was one of the first getting shoe deals. They brought that to the game. I was telling in the group chat that I was hoping so much that Andrew Reese and Caitlin Clark could do the same thing. That they can have this rivalry. And I some people might not like it, They call her hating, but I like when Angel Reese talks trash about Caitlin Clark. I think it's good for the game. Like drama sells.
It does.
And now you have people who are in the comments who are full attached to either or. Either they're going off on Caitlin Clark fans or they're going off on Angel Reese fans. And that's what you need for the game to grow. You need people to have somebody to latch on to. And now you watching the game solely based off this one person because like I've been riding for her in the comments.
Mhm.
And so that's what you need. And I just think the WNBA isn't playing on that heavy enough. Everybody's trying to figure out a way to solve the conflict. No,
Amp it up.
take it to 100. As long as nobody's getting physically harmed, take it to 100.
Hey, at this point, throw a couple punches. Hey,
That'll help. But I just think they're playing it too soft and they're so busy about people's feelings and people are really getting riled up as I'm watching about these two young ladies. And man, you can really, really boost viewership. Like I'll be doing commercials with them, all kind of stuff. Can you imagine if the WNBA did an introductory to before the game and they talk trash before the game? I'm
hey,
watching. I'm
they need
watching
they need to take a
it.
page out of WWE book.
Facts. Let's create the narrative. Let's create the issue, even if it ain't one. Make it
Make it
one.
one.
People had this misconception about Bron and Kobe that they hated each other. Didn't hate each other, but the NBA played on it. Now they wasn't best of friends, but they didn't hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
But the NBA didn't care. It's like we're just gonna keep going with the narrative. Shoot,
Mm-hmm.
selling. Like they just, they just played on it. Whatever it was, they played on it. The whole
Yeah.
Kobe and Shaq thing played on it. A lot of it was true. A lot of it wasn't true. But they played on it, and people wanted to tune in and see a lot of these things. Malice in the Palace. You can say what you want, but god dang it, it was entertaining because we still talk about it today.
I like it.
We still talk about that today. Kobe getting two-piece. We still talk about it today. Matt Barnes throwing the ball at Kobe and Kobe not flinching.
Mm-hmm.
We still
Still
talk about it today.
LeBron dunking over Jason Terry head.
That did about it. We still talk about that today. I don't know what he was thinking. And shout out to Terry because he forever a married legend. But
Shout
dude,
out. Oh, man.
what the heck was you thinking?
You don't take that.
If you're on the floor and you see the ball get tossed in the air, you run. When I used to hoop, if I was defending and I turned around and I seen the ball, somebody just throw a ball in the air, I'm getting out the way. I'm already at a loss because that means that man is already soaring.
Do not take that.
I think that's the fastest way, and I think that's the most plausible way to boost viewership. I turned the WNBA to a reality TV show.
Do like a lot. Oh, like Hard Knocks.
People talking trash. I guarantee y'all go from making 100,000 to 2 million in a matter of a year. I guarantee you if you do it. See, you have to realize this, people. I love the game of basketball, and I love the game of basketball just for its purest form of just basketball. But I also understand that this is show business. That most people that go to basketball games can care less about the basketball game. They're there for the wow factor, for the entertainment factor. They don't care. They can care less about plays and sets, roles, who's playing what role, who's doing this. They can care less about who's boxing out, who ain't boxing out. They can care less about a horns action, a Spain pick and roll. They can care less about it.
Most of them don't even know what it is.
They can care less about high low action. They can care less about that. They don't know nothing about that. They there for the wow factor, to be entertained. Let me see you dunk. LeBron dunk on somebody. Steph shoot
Mhm.
threes from the parking lot. They're there to see that. That's the reason why. That's the reason why they're there to experience the game, and vice versa. Most people will go to the WNBA games, or most people watch the WNBA games because they like basketball. They really love basketball, and that's the basketball fans. But what you're trying to get and where the money comes is when you can get non-basketball fans to faithfully tune in and faithfully go to the games and faithfully buy WNBA merch. We shall see, man. But the path that they're taking, man, I don't think that's going to help them get where they want to. You're just out there asking for more money, but there aren't no real solutions out of the way to bring that about. Hopefully, they adopt a new manner, adopt a new way, or look for some solutions. As of right now, it is what it is.